Okay, ready?
I'm ready. Bam.
Hello, Internet. Hey, it's our 70th episode. Can you believe it? 70?
Can't believe it.
70 episodes.
So only 70 weeks?
That's it. 70 weeks is all we've been working. 70 weeks.
Yeah.
Ooh, that camera's getting blown around. So since it's a 10...
It's not been 70 weeks. That was a joke.
That's why everyone's laughing.
Okay.
And since it's a 10th episode, we're going to do our chat. This time, what are we going to chat about?
Oh, I thought you knew.
No, it was up to you to come up with the plan.
That was, what do they call that when people pretend like they don't know?
Yeah. Interview people do that all the time.
Right.
Like, so, I heard you're in a new movie.
So we are going to talk about the places that we visited near Duluth, or in maybe a circumference of maybe 5
The
hours.
Midwest.
The Midwest,
How about
within
that?
about 5 hours of Duluth. Does that
Right.
make sense?
Yeah, basically all our vacations that we've taken since we moved here. So, I got the list. Oh, go ahead.
In or near Duluth. We've gone other places.
Sure. We went to the Apostle Islands.
That was the first one. Hey, Malcolm, if you're watching.
Cut to the Apostle Islands footage. But yeah, we did this right after we poured the foundation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we went out there, paddled around that part of Lake
Amazing.
Superior.
Amazing.
Really pretty nice.
I want to go back.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Apparently it's fun to go back in the winter too, because there's things you can see in the winter.
Yeah.
Then after that, we went to Decorah, Iowa. That's where Maya was living
Yeah.
at the time.
Still living.
Yeah. What did we do there?
I've been there a lot.
What did we do
So,
there the first time?
What
though?
did we do there the first time?
It was in the winter, wasn't it? We stayed in the van.
Oh, geez, we're not very prepared. We've done a lot of things in
guess it
Decorah.
doesn't- guess it
Decorah
doesn't
is
matter.
a lovely place. It's
Mhm.
in the Driftless. Go look that up. Maybe we won't go into detail
Cut
about
to
that.
the Driftless.
Amazing. It's just amazing. Turns out there's really amazing places in the Midwest.
In Iowa. Yeah, it's not
In
all
Iowa.
cornfields.
Yeah.
So that's a fun area, and yeah, we have been there. You've been there a lot. I have been there a few times, but
Yeah. We've been camping around there.
yeah, we know about it now.
Yeah. Hiking around there.
Then at some point we went to the UP. For all you Upers out there,
Oh, I'm just realizing these are a little out of order.
oh,
But it's okay.
it doesn't matter.
It's okay.
There
but,
won't be a test.
Right. But one of the big reasons we went to the UP was because it was during the pandemic and we needed to take a shower. So we
And
got
that
a
was the-
hotel.
That was the closest shower. Was like 300 miles from here.
Yeah.
Took what 5-6 hours or
Right.
something.
We decided to go on a trip and then stay at a hotel so we could take a
We
shower.
stayed at a little motor lodge place that was.
Oh man,
nice.
it was at the very beginning of the pandemic,
It was-
and they were so paranoid.
These
poor
people had just purchased this too.
Oh no.
Oh, we felt pretty bad for them. They
Yeah.
did have a few customers.
Yeah.
Anyways, the UP is amazing. We went to Pictured Rocks,
Pictured
which
Rocks.
is on again Lake Superior.
Lake Superior, but parts of Lake Superior are just beautiful colored rocks. The North Shore, which we've been to as well, but This is all white sandy beaches, and the water is just turquoise, and there's these cliffs and
Cut to the video.
oh my god. So we get ourselves up, turn around.
Shooting a quick video. Thing.
Gosh, amazing.
Yeah, it's and then we went to like the Porcupine Mountain, and
Yeah,
there's a lot of exploring to do in the UP for sure.
for sure.
Really cool area.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, as you mentioned, we've been to the North Shore several times.
Many
Done
times.
lots of different things.
Yeah.
Done a little hiking.
Lots of hiking. The North Shore is amazing. It's those beautiful rocks, rocky beaches, but also to our Portland friends, it's a bit like going up the gorge because there's just waterfalls everywhere. Amazing waterfalls.
Mhm.
I mean, maybe the mountain isn't as high.
No. Eagle Mountain is the tallest mountain in the state, and I think it's like 3,000 feet, maybe.
Yeah. People
I don't
climb
know.
to the top.
Yeah, people talk about it being quite the hike.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've camped up there. We've day tripped. It's cool. We haven't been to Canada yet. We went to Grand Marais, which is what, like 45 minutes from the border, maybe.
We got to get to Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did go camping at a lake near Isabella, which was great.
Yeah, one of the 10,000 plus lakes.
Now, is
Yeah.
this the one that with the leeches?
Yeah. AKA Leech Lake.
We found this. We found this. What do they call it? Dispersed campground.
Yeah.
It was right on a lake. Had the whole thing to ourselves, but there were leeches.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
But we
named
had a
Leech
private
Lake.
campground
Yeah.
on a lake.
And we watched dragonflies eat mosquitoes like at dusk. Remember that? They were just
Yes,
flying everywhere.
crazy. And there was a sweet loon. There was one loon. He was just
Yeah. So that was
tooling around the lake.
one of our first camping
We just
trips.
had
and
to
it
leap
was,
from the shore into the canoe
Yeah.
or the kayak or whatever
Carmen
we
was
had.
very worried about
Because
the
you could see
leeches.
that as soon as the water disturbed, all these leeches came swimming around.
I was
It was-
not that concerned, but Carmen was
well,
very
you weren't
concerned.
walking around in it.
Yeah, but I wasn't like running from the shore.
It was freaky.
Um,
But just so you
but-
know, not all the lakes in Minnesota have leeches.
No.
We swam a lot in the
yeah,
little lakes.
just the one that we went to.
There's probably more than
No
one.
wonder there was nobody else camping there
You're right.
because it was filled with leeches.
Yeah.
They were probably really hungry. Oh, speaking hungry, we went to Hungry Jack Lodge.
Did you do that on purpose? That was pretty
Yeah,
good.
I practiced. You want to talk about that? That was our first Boundary Waters trip.
Yeah. That was in the fall of I don't know what year.
It's like September. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been 2020.
2019. My
20. Like our
2020?
second summer, basically.
I don't know. Who knows?
Anyways, it's a big setting off point for the Boundary Waters. We did do a little paddling, day paddling, check some stuff out, but it wasn't an official Boundary Waters trip, I don't think.
No, but still so cool. Paddled around, and poor Mike can't hike much these days, so Maya and I did a hike, and
Why does that always have to come
I
up on
don't
every
know.
video? All you want to do is talk about my
About your
bad
knee.
knee.
But we
Gosh.
climbed up high enough to just look out, and you could just see lakes and lakes for, I mean, literally miles, hundreds of miles. Yeah, it's just
It was good.
Special
the
place.
Hungry Jack Lodge was interesting. It was like a big resort.
we were pretty crowded.
Yeah, the
With
camping
the-
was not great. The lodge
Yeah.
was pretty cool. They did have some saunas. It was a nice little spot
That were
right there
closed
on the
because of
lake.
the
Well, people were going in. Remember, we
we just
discussed
didn't-
going in. We were like, I don't know, super moist environment with people you don't know and during a respiratory infection. It didn't seem good. Some people were going in.
Very cool.
Pretty good trip.
Yeah.
Wild River Park.
Once again, we're out of order because the Wild River is really beautiful along the
St. Croix River.
St. Croix.
So
And
the
we-
St. Croix River, cut to the map, is the boundary between Wisconsin and Minnesota.
Yeah,
So
it's
it
very
heads
beautiful.
due south pretty much.
It's all very beautiful. Do you notice? Well,
Yeah, but that was during COVID.
that
too.
was March 14th.
March 2020.
Yes,
So it
and Maya
just
met us there,
started.
and suddenly things were happening. Things were getting canceled. We
Yeah, there
came
was-
back. We're
There
like,
was basically no one, hardly anyone camping. We had got a cabin, but then we went to like the visitor center, and there was one guy there working, and it seemed, yeah,
It was happening.
at that point it seemed like it was something out of a movie. You know, like you went to a tourist attraction, but you were the only people there. It's kind of foreboding, harbinger of what was to come, I guess.
yeah.
But what did we did was we went for a hike down to the river, and then it was super icy, and you guys kept hiking, and I almost died coming back on my own. Remember that? No, you weren't there because you were.
Mike got lost for hours in the woods.
I didn't get lost. It was just super icy, and I was not in good shoes.
Oh, jeez.
Anyways, that was a fun trip. We went to the Lost 40. Want to talk about that?
Okay, let me see if I can remember all the details. Let's see. It's 40 acres in Minnesota that somehow it was missed when they were surveying it, right?
It was supposed to be a lake, I think.
Oh, right.
So they didn't survey it because they thought there was a lake there.
Which isn't unreasonable.
Yeah. Stupid lakes.
Yeah.
So yeah, then what that meant was it never really got logged. It had some old growth,
Yeah.
white and red pines.
Right. Yeah,
big.
it never got logged. So it was how you would imagine
Yeah.
this whole place, this whole area would be if it had never been logged. I mean,
Yeah, it reminded me a little bit of like other old growth forests I've been in Oregon and California. Just like big trees.
Yeah. Really
Big
cool.
trees.
Big trees and not as dense because the big
Yeah.
trees.
More open
Yeah.
down at the ground, I guess.
Yeah.
But that was cool. And
That was really
a
cool.
little wrinkle of history, I guess.
Another opportunity to take a shower. That's why we were camping.
Yeah, we're very fastidious in this house. We shower a lot.
Twice.
Twice.
No, just kidding.
Okay, Bug Lake, or what we're affectionately
Oh, man.
calling Bug Lake.
Are you going to do some narration?
Do you want to narrate it?
Is it on?
Yeah.
That's my narration. It's driving on the rumble strips.
Should I say, all right,
Mad Max Nation.
right, Matt? Mike and I are escaping the virus that's taken everyone out. Just kidding.
We're down to less than half tank. We're not sure what we're going to do.
Yeah. It's a desperate world out there.
Yeah. Hoping we can make it to the next farmhouse and siphon some more gas. We're trying to get to Atlanta to the CDC.
Turns out you should never, ever, ever go camping on Memorial Day weekend
Yeah.
in Minnesota.
That was our lesson. We just
Oh,
were
so
kind of
bad.
bushwhacking, trying to find a place to camp. We ended up on a ATV trail for like 5-6 miles or something. I kept waiting for it to get too small for the van to pass, and I'd have to back up the whole way, but it was fun. We found a good spot, but it was a little sketchy getting down to it, so we went and tried to find a different spot. Couldn't find a different spot, went back to that spot. Someone
Somebody
else
took
had
it.
taken it. By
Aw.
then we were just tired of driving, so we parked at a boat launch,
Yeah. So we've been
which
looking for
turns
a long
out you're
time.
not supposed to do. The guy that in the morning that came there to launch his boat wasn't too happy to see us there, but yeah, we stayed, and the mosquitoes were the worst,
It
and
was so bad.
we locked ourselves inside the van with hordes of them, and all night long, all I could hear was.
Yeah, it was like a horror movie.
And we were like,
completely covered.
yeah, we
Oh.
were like, we're out. We're
Yeah.
going home for Memorial Day.
The
So
minute we woke up, we were gone.
Yeah, Bug Lake, not great.
No.
Okay, now our big Wisconsin trip.
Yeah, we took a tour around Wisconsin.
Yeah,
This
checked out
summer.
our neighbor to the east. Yeah, 4th of July, right?
Yeah,
4th of July weekend. We were gone like 5 days.
yeah, I think so.
Do you remember where we went?
Well, we started by driving straight across the northern part of Wisconsin.
And then into the UP.
Yeah,
And then we went down a little bit. What was the name of that? Escardo.
Oh, gosh.
Estardo. You should know because you were been there before with mine. You said Anyways, we
it was on Lake Michigan.
we did our first Walmart parking lot sleepover.
Woo! We tried to find a spot anywhere else, but then
Yeah, by the time we pulled over, like at the third campground, that was when it dawned on us that it was the July 4th weekend and we were going to be in trouble.
yeah.
So we ended up Walmarting. It seemed like we were the only people doing it.
But that's been on my bucket list.
Yeah, it was fine. We woke up and had some nice Swedish breakfast. And then we drove down to Sheboygan
Nope.
and Green Bay.
Green Bay first.
Oh, I thought it was Sheboygan. Green Bay.
Green Bay, so
Hung out
cool.
there.
Now I became a Packers fan. If you don't know
Go
the story of
Packers.
the Packers, you should probably look it
Yeah,
up.
look it up.
Boom.
Yeah, Green Bay was cool. They've done a lot of, revitalizing, gentrifying, whatever you want to call it, along the river, and it's lots of cool places just to hang out. And yeah, Sheboygan was cool. We walked out on a dock out there. Not a dock, but a jetty. That was pretty cool. Lake Michigan is big. Yeah, it's big. A lot of dead fish.
The Great Lakes they're
Yeah.
great.
They're great. I mean, Lake Michigan's not nearly as big as Lake Superior, but
Yeah.
a lot of dead fish. That was an interesting thing.
Which I guess is a regular occurrence.
Yeah, we stopped at the beach a few times, and it was just filled with floating dead
Something
fish.
about a sudden change in temperature and the little fish can't handle it because they're little
Yeah,
and they're trying. So the fish, like just little, like
yeah,
4 inches.
silverfish.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So,
that was
kinda
interesting. It was kind of gross, but weird.
We didn't go swimming
Right.
that time.
No. Then we went all the way. Well, we camped outside of Green Bay,
Yeah.
up on the peninsula further north.
Yeah, that was
That was a cool campground.
really cool.
They had like 2 openings, so we snagged one.
Going. Go, Mike.
I'm gonna try to do it.
Okay, go. Wait. Go back a little further so you're all in the frame. There you go.
I'm on the jumping pillow. Do a double backflip.
Whoa, you're so fast I didn't even see it.
This thing is cool. Then we drove down to Milwaukee, right?
Yeah.
After Sheboygan,
Puttered
Milwaukee.
around Milwaukee.
Saw some stuff. Milwaukee seems cool.
We went to the Pabst Mansion.
Mm-hmm. Pabst Mansion. It was, we weren't going to pay to take the tour.
So we
'Cause
did
we're
the virtual
cheapskates.
tour online.
So
Well,
yeah,
we got to
Carmen
see
pulled
the
it up on her
grounds.
laptop. It was a weird location for such a prestigious house. Or at the time, it was just, I mean, maybe because it was just cut up with freeways or whatever. But you know, usually when you go to old cities with the mansions, they're on like a really nice spot, like they're
Yeah.
overlooking something. Or it just seemed weird.
Felt kind of almost industrial.
Yeah, I wonder if it didn't used to be that way. I don't know.
Probably wasn't.
It was a cool enough house.
We went to the botanical gardens.
We went to the domes.
The dome. Domes, which
Domes were really cool.
and it was kind of trippy. It had a mid-century modern feel because it was
Yeah.
built.
It was
in the
almost
50s,
yeah, 50s.
like space
We
age.
were at the Pabst Mansion and we just looked across the way and there were these 3 domes. We're like, what's that? We had no idea they existed. So it was what? What were the 3 climates?
Desert.
Rainforest, desert, and botanical or something. It wasn't necessarily a environment, but it had flowering plants, right?
I don't remember.
Terrible memories over here. That was cool. We got a hotel outside of Milwaukee, right?
Yeah.
And then we drove to Madison. Madison seems cool. What'd you like about Madison?
I loved Madison. I would 100% go back. It was 4th of July when we were there, so it was a little quiet, but it seems like a very easy town to get around in. It'd be a fun town to have a bike and ride around.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very well laid out and really pretty.
Yeah, there's 2 lakes that are really close to each other, and then like the Capitol and all the business stuff is like right between the 2 lakes.
Yeah,
It was cool.
I liked it. Was it cool?
Yeah, I like Madison. We definitely go back. We ate some. What did we have?
Thai food.
Thai, or was it?
Thai/Vietnamese food.
Yeah, Vietnamese. That was good. So then, where'd we stay? Where'd we stay there then? Outside of Madison. We camped again at that goofy campground where everyone had
Yeah.
golf
It was
carts.
sort of resort campground.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It was bizarre.
Yeah.
But
Beggars can't be choosers. Can
It-
you tell we didn't really
Yeah.
plan? We were winging it,
we wung it.
but that's all right. I don't mind winging it.
That was after Madison, and then we drove to
Oh, but on the way there,
Taliesin
yeah.
East. Went to the studio of Frank Lloyd Wright.
once again, too cheap to pay the
Yeah.
$40 a piece tour. So
Yeah.
we did a virtual
I don't
tour
know.
online.
Yeah, I don't know if you know anything about Frank Lloyd Wright.
Right. But
Check
we
it
still
out.
got to see some really cool architecture in
Yeah,
the
there was
visitor
a-
center.
Yeah, we again were too cheap. It was what, $40 for a
Yeah.
1-hour tour a piece? $40, really? Come on.
But just really beautiful countryside as well.
Yeah, there is a Frank Lloyd Wright tour, and we were driving along the road that some of the tour was on, and then we got to like the last stop, and it was that like that storage building in that teeny tiny town.
Right,
remember?
that's right. It was a Frank Lloyd Wright driving tour.
Yeah, and it was because it was just a pretty small storage building, but immediately you could see that it was his
Yeah.
design. It was they were fundraising to
restore
restore
it.
it, but it was in a teeny town. Like that town had like 1,000 people maybe,
Yeah.
you know? But yeah, it is a beautiful area. We drove to, after that we went to Eau Claire,
Yeah.
right?
So cute down there.
And then,
And this is also part of the drift list, so just
Yeah.
beautiful landscape.
very beautiful. Eau Claire and then La Crosse and back home. So I feel like we saw Wisconsin. We've really got
Been there, done that.
we've got a good sense of that state. Not that we would never go back, but you want to talk about our our first real Boundary Waters trip to Fall Lake.
Hello, Luca, if you're watching, and Maya. We did our first Boundary Waters trip.
What that means is that we paddled and camped and portaged.
The Boundary
That's
Waters
what makes
is,
it a Boundary Waters trip, really.
Yeah, the Boundary Waters is a national park that's just for people in man-powered boats, so canoes or kayaks, little things.
Yeah.
So we paddled out to a little island and we spent the night. We spent 3 nights.
Mm-hmm.
And we explored. We went on portages. We carried our canoe and
Or
went
portage.
portage.
That's for you, Nate and Molly.
And we visited other lakes. We did little hikes, and it was, I have to say, probably will never happen again. But it was so warm, and it was August, so there were hardly any bugs. There were just mosquitoes at night. But it was so warm that we could just swim and swim and swim.
There happened to be some wildfires near there. Eventually, they closed the park after we had already left.
Right.
But
The day we left, they closed the park.
yeah, we were supposed to stay till Saturday. We decided to come home Friday. And Friday morning when you woke up, you could smell the smoke for the first time, really.
Yeah.
So that part was no good. But it was a good trip. I mean, the little campsite that we had on this island.
So cute.
Oh my God, it was great. You're up on a big rock that was way up off the lake, so you could look around, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of swimming, for swimmers. Sinkers, they don't usually do a lot of swimming.
You could probably float these days.
Yeah, if I had my life jacket on. So yeah, that kind of inspired us to keep doing these trips.
So hey, friends out there, if anybody
yeah,
wants to come along,
if anybody wants
we're going every
August trip, we're getting geared up and
year. Yeah.
taking it seriously. I guess there's nothing else until our Boundary Water trip this year, right?
Yeah. These are way out of order, by the way.
That's not out of order. Those two aren't.
Yeah, they are. Fall Lake was last summer,
I
and
know.
Minnesota was before that. It's okay.
There won't be a test. I said that earlier.
Yeah.
We went to Crocodile River. That was our
second boundary.
That was our put in, yeah.
Yeah. But
And we decided that we weren't going to camp. So we took our
we camped.
kayaks
We didn't.
instead.
We didn't paddle to a campsite and stay in the Boundary Waters because we just were so busy the week before. We could not get ourselves together. It takes a lot of organization. So we modified our trip a little bit, but it was.
Yeah, we just took our kayaks instead of the canoe, and we just
still
paddled
portaged.
around. Yeah, we did. And I think after we've done that now with 2 small kayaks, we decided it would probably have just been easier to use a canoe, because
Yeah.
carrying 2 kayaks through narrow passageways for a quarter mile is a lot of work. I mean, it's a lot of work no matter what,
It
but
wasn't great.
yeah, it was a lot.
And as a result, we went and bought ourselves a Kevlar canoe.
Don't
So-
tell our financial planner. Just full disclosure, it's a 6-year-old rental and needs work.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a great deal on it, but
Kevlar is just super light.
yeah,
Super
it's a
light.
17-foot canoe and it weighs 42 pounds,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the end of our adventures over the last.
That's a lot of chit-chatting.
Seems like
You've been hanging out for 25 minutes. I'm impressed. Maybe even longer if Mike puts in pictures.
Oh yeah, and all the stuff, all the details. We'll do a whole history of Frank Lloyd Wright. That'll all be in there. But really,
Great.
it seems like a lot of places in 3 years since. I mean, we've been busy building things for 3
Yeah.
years too, but it seems like there's some good adventure amount.
And I have to say, it is one of my favorite things about having moved to a new place is you get to see all of the things you wouldn't necessarily choose to visit if you weren't from here. You know, you wouldn't choose to go to a tiny lake to do some.
To get eaten by mosquitoes,
Right.
almost to your death.
No. But
Yeah, I mean,
you
when
wouldn't even know about. Nobody knows about the drift. Listen, that's not true.
Some
Oh
people
my God!
do.
Don't.
The people who told you about it know about it.
Yeah. But there's just so many amazing things that I'm very grateful to be here and to see them.
Yeah, I mean, I really felt like when I lived in Oregon, I didn't do a lot of exploring. I explored and found some sweet places, and I would just keep going back to those places instead of always trying to go find something new.
And then you met me?
Then Carmen made me sign up to her club about, oh, we got to explore. We can't ever go back to one thing.
That's not true.
That's one of her rules.
No, that's
But
not
it is
one
a
of her
different,
rules.
like, it is what you say. Like, when you move someplace where you don't know anything, it kind of forces you or lends itself to exploring and checking stuff out because you don't really know. And maybe we'll find, like, the perfect boundary water put in, and we'll just keep going back there every year.
Maybe so.
I don't know.
Stay tuned.
Anyways, yeah, thanks for listening, following along. Don't forget, like, subscribe, leave comments, all that stuff.
Oh my
I
God.
see
Did
other.
you actually just say that?
I know. I see all these other YouTube people say that. Hit that notification bell.
Ooh.
Sounds terrible. Anyways, live long and prosper. What did you think of it?
Turn off. Did you start it?
Should I do it without my glasses? Now you're making me think I'm self-conscious without my
Well,
glasses.
Mike, you wear your glasses all the time, so
Okay. Is that better? Does that make me look more like me?
it looks like you.